the recent approval of an avian influenza vaccine. But a key question remains, is the country actually prepared, or are we simply better prepared to respond once the next crisis hits? The devastating 2023 bird flu crisis exposed vulnerabilities across South Africa's poultry industry, affecting farmers, suppliers and consumers. So, what lessons have been learned? Are current preparedness measures enough? And what does the rollout of vaccine mean for poultry farmers and consumers? To unpack whether South Africa is ready for what comes next, we're joined by Francois Baird, founder of the FairPlay Movement. A very good evening to you, Francois. Thank you so much for your time and welcome.
Good evening. It's very good to be with you, especially this cold night.
You home and I'm here. Sure. Let's perhaps start with the big question. Is South Africa genuinely prepared today, or are we simply becoming better at managing the damage once the outbreak happens?
The answer is that we're neither prepared nor proven to be managing the outbreak better, and that some urgent collaboration needs to take place. This was the finding, really, of a recent webinar we organized, where we had representatives from the farming community, from the South African Poultry Association, as well as vaccine expert, to talk about this. The concern is that the last outbreak in 2023 was devastating.
Yeah.
It cost the country 9 billion rand. The country has a policy that says if poultry farmers are forced to cull their chickens because of bird flu, they must be compensated, but no one has been compensated. As a result of which, of course, smaller farmers stop farming poultry first. They can't farm chickens if they can't replace their flocks. This will also make them less likely to cull if a next outbreak happens on any large scale. And so all of this together means that we need to really urgently get the industry, the government together and let them iron out the problems. It's very clear that mass vaccinations are unlikely to happen this year. And that's because the policy that the government has developed, the process, is simply too complex to really have a meaningful effect. Secondly, it will mostly be the larger farmers who are able to vaccinate. There is vaccine available. Our country can manufacture its own vaccine, but all of this is going to take urgent collaboration. We have seen with the foot and mouth disease of the cattle industry,
yes,
that it's taken a lot of pain and a change of minister to make things happen. Well, the poultry industry is even more complex, and we are behind the curve. And South Africa really needs to make this an emergency before it becomes a disaster.
I mean, as you say that mass vaccinations are unlikely to happen this year, they're too complex to have any meaningful effect. Ordinarily, who would get vaccinated first? Are we looking at large commercial producers who are prioritized, or will the smaller guys have meaningful access to the vaccines?
Well, if you want herd immunity, it's better to let the large poultry concerns use their more sophisticated systems to mass vaccinate. And that means that the bulk of the herd, we reach herd immunity faster. Or in this case, probably flock immunity. And then those small farmers who are able to satisfy the rules will be able to participate. The problem is that at the moment, the rules are so complex that it hasn't happened yet. I'm not the expert, but on the webinar, what we heard was it's not as simple as giving one dose of vaccine and the job is done. So this is going to be something that's going to require really a large-scale effort. And large-scale effort means that they all have to collaborate. So at FairPlay, we've been pleading with both government and the industry to collaborate as fast as possible to avoid the kind of damage that happened last time around.
Yeah.
We were told that the industry is very keen to collaborate. We have not yet heard from the minister.
So as you emphasize the importance of collaboration, I mean, earlier in our discussion, we spoke a little bit about compensation, and you were saying that during the last take in 2023, farmers were not compensated. And, I suppose it says it means that farmers can do everything right and still lose thousands of birds during an outbreak. Has South Africa developed a compensation system that gives farmers enough confidence to report these outbreaks quickly? Because what I would imagine is that there would be a fear among farmers that reporting an outbreak could effectively mean destroying their businesses.
Again, and that's the issue. There are court cases going through the courts about this very issue, because the government has a policy that says it will compensate fairly. However, when compensation was claimed, government said, well, those birds were worth nothing because they had to be culled. And so, it's an absurd situation. Of course, we also know that the fiscus is under pressure, that there's likely no money to really meaningfully compensate the industry. That means that vaccination is even more important, more urgent, and more necessary. And that's why, we are sounding the alarm before the issue arrives, not because we want to bash anyone, but because we want to help the public understand that there is a need for this to happen. And hopefully, if everyone listens more closely and understands the urgency, both government, its political leaders, and the industry would be able to collaborate. Because the sticking point is how complex the rules are.
Yeah.
The sticking point is that the government is not compensated. So you can't make it impossible to vaccinate in practice and also not compensate in practice. There's no point having rules and having a policy, but they don't work.
Yeah, rules can't just be good on paper, hey. They have to be effective and, of course, have real impact on the lives they're meant to change. But thank you very much. We're going to have to wrap our interview there. Francois Baird, founder of the FairPlay Movement, speaking there about the importance of South Africa taking the next urgent steps to prepare for the next bird flu outbreak, and emphasizing there is the importance of collaboration and really ensuring that the rules on paper are rules that are practically effective on the ground. And that's how we wrap up Africa World Hour for today. From myself, Mpho Sithole, my producer Tracy Boomgard, technical producer Catherine Maleka, social media Elaine Bengani. Thank you for listening. Stay connected to Africa and the world with Channel Africa, the international voice of the South African Broadcasting Corporation. You can watch or listen anytime, anywhere at channelafrica.co.za, on the Channel Africa mobile app, and on SABC Plus or via the DSTV and OpenView audio bouquets. You can also catch us on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and at Channel Africa 1 on all the other platforms. Channel Africa first with the African story globally. Titch Mataz standing by with African Diaries. Good night.